What's good, Tottenham Hotspur fans all over the world? I am that Hotspurs guy. Call me Kieran. Wipe your feet at the door, you know the score. Take off your shoes, crack open the booze, hang up your coats, light up some smokes. That means like, comment, and subscribe. We have a big chocolate chip covered in fungus cookie to crumble tonight, people. Let's start with 3 p.m. Saturday. Tottenham Hotspur 0. Bournemouth 1, should have been Tottenham Hotspur 0, Bournemouth 6. Bro, I don't know what happened in that 90 minutes of football I was watching at 3 p.m. on Saturday, dog. I don't know what I was watching, but from minute go, they were swarming over us, bro. Swarming over us like ants on a biscuit again, bro. Once again, Cherries, leave, bro. Cherries on top again, dog. How are the Cherries on top again? It's like everybody just seemed to be sleeping. I don't know what it was. Everybody seemed to be sleeping. Vicario saved our butt cheeks the entire game. He saved our butt cheeks the entire game. Semenyo, that looks like a left winger compared to the left winger that we have, who, once again, if he doesn't score, doesn't provide much for the team. You don't know who I'm talking about. But my God, Semenyo was causing Poro problems the entire game, people. The entire game. And I'm sitting there looking at him like, holy shit, that's a good left winger right there. That is a good left winger causing our right back problems, bro. Because I didn't see our left winger causing their right back's problem. No, we didn't cause them no problems until like the 60th, 70th minute when we had our first shot on target. Please don't tell me we're about to fall into that Tottenham phase again of 60, 70 minutes of football before we even have a shot on target. At that point, when we did have our first shot on target, Bournemouth were already at like 12 attempts and 6 on target. Bro, what? This is what I'm saying. It should have been Tottenham 0, Bournemouth 6. We could have got our asses handed to us in our own backyard, brethren. Oh my days. Like Richarlison again, nowhere to be found, and whenever he was found, I don't know why my man keeps falling over the ball. He has no hold up play, and I've said it for a minute. He doesn't hold up the ball at all, and he can. That's the thing. Richarlison can hold up the ball if he wants to, but he doesn't want to. He just wants to get the ball, get touched, and then fall over and then look at the ref like, come on, that's got to be a foul, right? Bitch, get up, you bloody tart. Just get up. Like, come on. Like, you even have your own fans. Just get up, you bloody tart. Quit it, man. Just quit it. You know what I'm saying? Like, they doubled up on Kudus out of the game. Doubled up on Kudus, so he was out of the game. And even though he was trying, you know? And then obviously, like, I know some fans are kind of just like, oh, the substitutions were terrible. I'm like, bro, what the fudge was Frank supposed to do with the same substitution bench that we had last year? Last year, people, it's the same bench. It's the same friggin' bench. Oh, which leads me nicely into these transfers right now, because it's the same bench that we have last season. And the transfers that we've just made, we've managed to bring in Kolo Muani from PSG, good striker. We brought him in on a season-long loan on the last day of the transfer window. Colour me surprised. I thought we won't be bringing in anybody. But we brought in somebody. And we also brought in an exceptional talent in Xavi Simons. But let's look at it for what it is, people. Shall we? Xavi Simons comes in because James Maddison is out for the season. So if we lose Xavi Simons to an injury or to a suspension, we've once again got no fucking attacking midfielder playing in the number 10 role. We brought in Mohamed Kudus to replace Kulusevski on the right, because Kulusevski's injured up until December, maybe January. But we know how many times Kulusevski gets injured, people. We know already. We know. And if Kudus gets injured, guess what? We've got no right winger. We still didn't replace Sonaldo, Son Perillon, Son Heung Messi on left. Why Why, oh why, oh why? And I can almost guarantee you, the second the season was over and the second Sonny lifted up that Europa trophy, he already done spoke to Sith Lord Levy Palpatine and said, yeah, I'm out this year. I'm out this year. And my man has sat down and dawdled again and not brought in a left winger. All right. We signed Danso from the loan, but let's be fair, Danso isn't a first team player. He's basically coverage for our centre backs, and we are cool with the defence. We're cool, not so cool with the defence because again we needed a left back too. We didn't bring in a left back, and we still kind of need a right back if we're honest, because Porro is our only right back, and again Spence can play there, but Spence plays on the left and he's pretty friggin' decent on the left too, but we have a Udogie on the left. So if either one of those two get injured, either Udogie or Porro, Spencer's got to cover either one of them. But what happens if both of them are injured? We got to now bring in Ben Davies. People, we did not bring in enough to cover our bench once again. First team is absolutely fine. The first team is fine when we get the friggin' players back from injury. It's absolutely fine. But the bench, people, again, when we need to make a certain sub or a certain formation change, a tactical change, or bring on a certain player that can change up this or change up that. Like for instance, we got rid of Brian Hill, and I'm looking at all of the comments on all of the Spurs Instagram sites, and everybody is just pretty much just like shitting on Brian Hill to a slight degree, and I'm like, I'm not one to be shitting on Brian Hill because I didn't get to see enough of the guy. We bought him 4 seasons ago and he's probably played about 10 fucking games, people. 10 games. So why do we keep buying these players to not play them, to sell them on? Why do we keep doing it? Solomon. Why is Solomon still hanging around for, and we could be using Solomon ahead of Tell? We could be using Solomon ahead of Tell. Why aren't we doing that? You see, like, I don't get it, people. Like, it's been a decent transfer window for the summer if we weren't in any European football. If we were just doing Premier League football with just the domestic competitions, this would have been a 9 out of 10 window. But because we're in Champions League, it's like a 6.5 for me. It's like a 6.5 for me because we needed to fill up that bench. We know how much we need to fill up the bench when it comes to Champions League football. If we were in Europa Cup or Europa Conference, I probably wouldn't mind then. It would probably be a 7 out of 10, a 7.5 out of 10, maybe even an 8. But we're not, people. We have games coming thick and fast. Now, I'm not going to say like, oh, it's been a trash window, Levy's. Sith Lord Palpatine Levy's been, but again, to a slight degree he has, because there was again a couple of players who could have been at Spurs, should have been at Spurs, but they're not at Spurs because man were longing the thing off again for a few couple goddamn meals, bro, for a couple friggin' meals. You know what I'm saying? So for me, it's a 6.5 out of 10. We've sorted out to a degree the first team. You know, because with Kolo Muani coming in, hopefully he can freaking take over for Richarlison. Because Solanke, I don't think he's coming back anytime soon. I think I was hearing talks about how his injury may be issues. There may be more issues. And I'm just like, what is going on where some of these players never had injuries before, but when they come to Tottenham with our shitty physios, we just can't... Everybody's just on the goddamn bench, bro. Everybody's just on the flipping injury goddamn bed, bro. I don't get it. I don't get it. But look, man, I'm not going to be mad about the loss to Bournemouth. I'm not going to be, oh, Frank, you're a shit, Frank, get out of our club, like some fans were doing. I'm telling you, we are so lost. Lost in sauce, man. Lost in sauce. For me, he's still Thomas, Frank, Thomas, Frank. And it was just a bad day at the office. We're not going to win every single game. We're not going to win every single game. But I don't want to see us lose games like that. Not like that. Trust me. Vicario was the only guy who can hold his head up in that entire game. He's the only guy who can hold his head up. VDV, yeah, maybe. You know what I'm saying? But again, it's just some players just... they just disappear sometimes, and I don't know why our team just cannot focus week in, week out. Why does it need to be a top team for our entire fucking first 11 to focus and actually play some good goddamn football? We play decent football against Burnley. We play good football against Man City. Bournemouth come around. Just come on. Just turn into melted ice cream with a cherry on top. And that's exactly what it was, man. Good Lord. But yeah, man. Now we're on the international break. These fucking international breaks, people. I'm tired of it, man. But I don't know. What do you guys feel? Or how do you guys feel? You know, what do you guys think about the transfer? What do you guys give it out of 10? I give it a 6.5 out of 10 because we didn't sort out the bench. The bench is still shoddy. The bench is still shit. All it takes is 4 injuries to our first team, and we are right back where we started or where we finished last season, which was 17th. So that's all I got to say, people, man. That is all I got to say. How do you guys feel? You know, because we have brought in good players. You know, we brought in Kudus. We brought in Palina. You know, we brought in Simmons. We brought in Muani. You know, we got Danso, and I like Danso. I think Danso is a good defender. You know, but why did we sign Tell? Why? Why did we sign him for? I don't know, people, man. That's all I got, man. But that's it for me, man. I am that Hotspurs guy. People call me Kieran. Wipe your feet at the door. You know the score. Kick off your shoes. Crack open the booze. Hang up your coats, light up some smokes. That means like, comment, and subscribe. Let's get to 100 subs, people. Peace.